Hello mga ka-learners! Welcome back again sa ating YouTube channel. So for today, we'll be talking about survey research. So ready na ba kayo? So kung ready na, let's start. So kung bago ka pa lang sa ating YouTube channel, please subscribe naman sa ating YouTube channel na Teacher Ako, where in this YouTube channel, you will be able to upgrade your research and language skills. So ngayon, magfo-focus na tayo kung ano ba ang main topic of discussion natin today, which is survey research design. So, kung napanood mo na yung mga previous videos natin na ginawa dito, minention ko na sa quantitative research, there are two types. We have experimental and non-experimental research. So, na-discuss na natin yung mga uri ng experimental research designs sa mga naunang mga videos natin. At ngayon naman, i-discuss natin yung isa sa mga non-experimental research. At ito yun, ang survey research design. So ano nga ba ito? So when we say survey research design, it is a quantitative research method used to collect information from a predefined group of respondents to gain insights into their opinions, behaviors, characteristics, or other relevant variables. So in short, it is a widely used approach in various fields such as social sciences, marketing, education, and public health because it allows researchers to gather data from a large population efficiently and analyze trends and patterns. So, alam ko familiar kayo sa term na survey. Lagi natin naririnig yan, yung survey. At marami kayong idea kung papaano natin kinakonduct itong survey na to. As I move along in sa video natin ito, itatry kong i-enlighten kayo kung saan ba natin talaga ginagamit ang survey research na to. So, ito yung kadalasang ginagawa ng mga senior high school students, even college students, kapag nagkakonduct sila ng research. So, kung papaano ito gawin, stay tuned ka lang. So, let's proceed. Let's talk about first the key characteristics of survey research design. So ano nga ba yung mga katangian ng survey research design? Ano ba ang ating i-consider kapag ikakonduct na natin ang survey research? Ano yung mga ipe-prepare? Ano yung mga dapat i-consider? Ito na yung mga yon. Una, structured data collection. So what do we mean by structured data collection? So typically, surveys use structured instruments. So, ibig sabihin, meron tayong ginagamit na ginagamit na research instrument na ginawa na ng researcher. Pwede itong adapted kasi, pwede siyang modified instrument and so on. Sa future videos natin, meron akong gagawin na YouTube tutorial or video tutorial na kung saan gagawa tayo ng sarili nating structured instrument. So, what are the common samples of this structured instrument? So, meron tayong tinatawag na research questionnaires where in this one, predetermined questions which will be given to our respondents. Yung tinatawag nating structured data collection. So, these instruments can be administered in various formats. Pwede siyang gawin as online survey, yung mga nauuso ngayon na Google Documents or Google Forms, pwede natin gamitin yan, yung mga online links na yan, para makagather ng data sa ating mga respondents. Pwede ding paper-based questionnaires, yung printed out na research instrument. Pwede rin ganun. These are possible ways in order to gather data sa ating mga respondents. Yun yung unang characteristic ng ating survey research design. Yung pangalawa naman, we have large sample sizes. So surveys are often conducted on large and diverse populations, allowing researchers to generalize findings to a broader group. This is one of the key strengths of survey research kasi nga marami tayong ini-encompass ng mga respondents. So, marami tayong kukuhanan ng data at through those data, pwede nating ma-enrich ang ating studies through our interpretation. The third key characteristic is quantitative data. As I've mentioned before, survey research primarily generates quantitative data. So pag sinabi natin quantitative data, we're talking about numbers, which can be analyzed statistically. Alam ko sa inyong statistics subject, napag-aralan nyo na yung mga possible statistical treatment na pwede nating i-employ sa ating study. However, some surveys also include open-ended questions that can provide qualitative insights. So, pwede rin namang yung mga open-ended questions na to, usually ginagamit natin ito during interviews. The fourth one, we have standardization. Because all respondents answer the same questions in the same order, survey research ensures consistency and comparability of data across the sample. Siyempre dahil ang mga respondents natin ay sumasagot ng pare-parehas na structured research instrument, siyempre makikita natin yung consistency ng mga sagot nila, and at the same time, pwede natin i-compare. Dito napapasok yung ability ng researcher para ma-analyze yung mga data gathered. Panglima, na key characteristic ng survey research design, we have descriptive, analytical, or exploratory. So ano yung mga to? So surveys can serve different purposes. Let's have first descriptive. So for descriptive, the main goal of this one is to describe characteristics or behaviors of a population. For example of this will be the demographic survey. So kung ano yung mga to, as we move along, malalaman nyo kung ano talaga itong descriptive na to. Pangalawa, analytical. So in this one, so when we say analytical, the purpose of this one is to explore relationship between variables. So kung napanood nyo na yung unang video kong ginawa dito, meron akong mention about correlational. So this one has something to do with that. Kasi ang sample nito ay pwedeng correlational survey. So pag sinabi kasing correlational, we're looking on the connectedness at saka relationship ng mga variables. Third, exploratory. So this one, the purpose of this one is to investigate new areas where little information is available. So when we say exploratory, ginagamit natin ito kapag meron tayong gustong malaman sa isang bagay na bago pa lang or kokonti pa lang yung information na available. Ang tawag sa survey na yon ay exploratory. And number 6, cross-sectional and longitudinal design. Ito yung pinakahuling characteristic ng survey research. Ano ba to? Surveys can be conducted at a single point in time. Pag sinabing single point in time, in a short period of time, kinonduct natin ang survey natin yun, ang tawag doon ay cross-sectional. Kapag naman over an extended period of time, just to track changes over period of time, for example, kung gusto mong malaman yung mga changes per quarter or particular semester, ganyan, ang tawag sa survey na ginagawa natin ito ay longitudinal. So yun yung mga possible characteristics na pwede natin i-employ sa ating survey research. Okay, moving forward. Ano naman yung mga types of survey research design? So yung iba dito na mention ko na sa previous slide natin kanina. So first, cross-sectional survey. So na-mention ko to kanina, kaka-mention ko lang. These surveys are conducted at a single point in time, providing a snapshot of a population's characteristics or opinions at that specific moment. So meaning to say, meron lang tayong fino-focus na short period of time, tapos ikakonduct natin yung survey na yon at yun na yun, igagather na natin ang data. Ang tawag doon, cross-sectional survey. Ano naman yung pangalawang type? We have the longitudinal surveys. So this involve repeated observations of the same variables over time, allowing researchers to track changes and developments. Kung yung kanina ay short period of time lang yung cross-sectional survey, yung ngayon naman, yung longitudinal survey, it will take a period of time. For example, ang researcher, syempre ang researcher ni magde-decide dito kung per quarter niya i-observe yung changes or development ng mga variables na gusto niyang i-focus sa research niya. Syempre, as a researcher, papasok dito yung planning at saka yung Nakadepende kasi yung planning na yan kung anong klaseng research ang i-conduct mo. Pangatlo, descriptive surveys. Ito na mga ka-learners. Usually, ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga researchers natin, yung mga student researchers natin. Ito yung descriptive survey na yun. So, makinig kayo mabuti. Ito ang focus nito is describing the current state of a population or phenomenon, often through frequency counts and percentages. Usually, ang ginagawa natin dito yung mga Likert scale na instrument, na structured instruments na ginagawa natin. Kasi ang target natin is magka-count tayo, frequency count tayo, at saka kukunin natin yung percentages. Usually, yung statistical treatment or tool na ginagamit natin ay kukunin lang natin yung weighted mean, tapos magkakaroon na tayo ng interpretation sa mga results. Usually, ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga senior high school students natin and even college students. Nakafocus yung survey research nila sa descriptive. Okay? And last one, we have the analytical survey. Ito yung pangapat. As I've mentioned before, this one explore relationships between variables, such as identifying predictors of certain behaviors or outcomes. So, ito yung apat na uri ng survey research design. So, we have cross-sectional surveys, longitudinal surveys, descriptive surveys, and analytical surveys. Next, saan natin pwedeng gamitin ang survey research? Saang klaseng situation natin pwedeng i-apply ang survey research? Ito na yung mga yon. So, una, kung gusto mong makuha yung public opinion, pwede natin itong gawin yung public opinion polls. In this case, we are gauging public opinion. For example, political issues. Ayan, gusto mong makuha yung public opinion poll na regarding political issues. Another, elections. Ayan. O kaya naman for social policies. Pwede rin ganon, yung public opinion poll. Sa school, pwede rin yan, yung mga existing policies natin or existing practices natin sa school, pwede natin kunin yung public opinion polls ng mga students sa school. Ha? So, sana nagigets natin ang mga yan. So, pwede natin i-apply yan sa school. Pangalawa, market research. For example, you would like to understand consumer preferences. Ayan. Satisfaction. Yan. Kung nakapunta na kayo sa iba't ibang stalls, merong mga stalls na kapag magbabayad ka na sa cashier, makikita mo yung screen nila, merong mga emojis na nakikita. Meron ka makikita ng satisfied at saka very satisfied. Alam ko may pumapasok sa utak na yun yung stall ngayon. Na kapag magbabayad ka sa cashier, makikita mo yun, yung emojis na yun. Ito yung tinatawag na market research. At saka, pwede rin natin i-research yung buying behaviors ng mga consumers natin. Pangatlo, pwede natin i-apply ang survey research sa educational system natin or sa educational environment. For example, for educational research, we can assess students' attitudes towards learning. Ayan. Yung perception nila or behavior nila towards learning. And then, teaching methods. Yan. O kaya naman, school climate or school setting. School setup. Yan. So, pwedeng pumasok ang survey research dyan. At lastly, pwede rin i-apply ang survey research sa healthcare studies. For example, evaluating patient satisfaction, o kaya health behaviors, or the prevalence of certain health conditions. Ayan, yung mga healthcare studies natin. Nung kasagsagan ng pandemic, maraming mga researches na survey research na pumasok or under sa healthcare studies. Next, we have the advantages of survey research. Ito na. Ano mang yung advantages niya? Una, cost-effective. So, surveys can be conducted relatively inexpensive, especially when administered online. So, syempre kapag kinonduct natin yung survey natin through online, less expense na sa atin. For example, sa inyo mga learners, kung magkakonduct kayo ng survey through online, syempre less expense na yon. Pangalawa, broad reach. What do we mean when we say broad reach? So, surveys can reach a large number of respondents. So, marami tayong pwedeng kuhanan ng data. making it possible to collect data from diverse populations. So, iba't ibang, for example, kung nasa school ka, kung i-conduct mo yung survey research, syempre, mas marami kang makikater na respondents. Pwedeng iba't ibang strand kung nasa senior high school ka. O kaya naman, pwede mo yung conduct sa junior high school, iba't ibang grade level. Depende na yan sa study natin. At ang pangatlo, standardization. Ito yung isa sa mga advantages ng survey research. The uniformity of survey questions allows for reliable and comparable data. Ayan, dahil meron tayong uniform na survey questions, for example, meron tayong uniform na survey questionnaire, mas magiging reliable yung makukuha nating data at saka comparable din siya. Okay? So, ayun yung tatlong advantages ng ating survey research. Ulitin ko, cost-effective, broad reach, and standardization of our research questionnaires. Next. Siyempre, kung meron tayong advantages, meron din tayong limitations sa ating survey research. Ano yung mga limitations niya? Ito yon, may tatlo. Una, response bias. Respondents may not always provide honest or accurate answers, which can affect the validity of the results. Ayan. So, isa to sa mga issues and concerns natin kapag kinakonduct natin yung survey research. Ayan. So, dapat mas maging focus tayo, mas maging vigilant tayo and observant as a researcher kapag ikakonduct na natin yung pag-gather natin ng data. Pangalawa, low response rates, especially kung online to kasi you cannot monitor. Low response rates can lead to biased results if the respondents are not representative of the population. Siyempre, we may not have the knowledge. Kapag online to, hindi naman natin alam talaga kung siya talaga yung sumagot na yon o hindi. Saka, siyempre, this is a survey through online. So, medyo challenge yun sa atin to monitor. At pangatlo, limited depth. So, while surveys can provide a broad overview, they may lack the depth and the detail that qualitative methods like interviews or focus groups can offer. Siyempre, kapag nagpasagot tayo sa ating research questionnaire, hindi naman natin papa-explain sa mga respondents natin kung bakit nila pinili yon. Or for example, kung Likert scale yan, nag-check lang sila. Ganun. Pag may chinek sila doon, may pinili sila doon, hindi naman natin ipapa-explain yung sagot nila. Yun yung medyo na doon tayo na focus sa limited depths ng ating study as compared sa qualitative method na may interviews or may focus group discussion na kung saan pwede tayo mag-follow-up question. So, yun yung tatlong limitations ng ating survey research. Ulitin ko, response bias, low response rates, and limited depth. So, mga ka-learners, please remember this. Tandaan nyo to kapag ikakonduct ang ating survey research design. So, survey research design is a powerful tool for gathering data on a wide range of topics, making it essential in many research fields. So, usually, ito talaga yung kinakonduct natin sa different fields when we want to get the poll of the population. So, nandito na tayo ngayon sa pinaka-exciting part ng ating video ngayong araw na to. Kasi magbibigay ako ng 36 survey research titles. Ayan. Na pwede nyong gamitin sa research ninyo in the future o kaya pwede nyong i-modify sa mga future researches ninyo. So, gumawa ako para sa mga different strands natin sa senior high school and even college. Kung college ka naman, pwede mo rin naman itong gamitin. At pwede maging basis kapag magka-craft ka na ng iyong research title. Ready na ba kayo? Let's start. Ito na yung mga possible na pwede natin gawin. So, meron akong ginawa para sa mga UMS, para sa mga TVL, ABM, at saka STEM. So, ito na. Even GAS, pwede rin dito. Ayan na. Una, a survey on the study habits and academic performance of senior high school students. Yan yung possible survey research title natin. Pangalawa, exploring the career aspirations of senior high school students, a cross-sectional survey. Ito naman yung susunod nating research title ulit for survey. Students' perceptions of online learning during the pandemic, a survey of senior high school students. Next, a survey of the impact of social media on the academic engagement of senior high school students. Next, assessing the mental health and well-being of senior high school students, a school-based survey. Next, the influence of peer relationships on academic motivation among senior high school students, a survey study. Ito pa, a survey of consumer preferences for eco-friendly products in urban markets. Next, assessing employee satisfaction in remote work environments, a cross-sectional survey. Next, ito naman, baka yung mga STEM natin, baka interested dito. A survey of senior high school students' attitudes towards STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. Another, understanding the factors affecting college choice decisions among senior high school students, a survey research. Ito pa, a survey on the effects of part-time employment on the academic performance of senior high school students. Pwede rin ito, exploring the relationship between parental involvement and academic success in senior high school students, a survey. Next, a survey on the factors influencing STEM career choices among senior high school students. Next, we have exploring the relationship between math anxiety and academic performance in STEM subjects among senior high school students. Pwede rin ito, a survey of senior high school students' attitudes towards engineering and technology courses in STEM strand. Another, the impact of extracurricular STEM activities on academic motivation, a survey of senior high school students. Also, pwede rin ito, a survey on the use of digital tools and resources in enhancing learning in STEM subjects among senior high school students. Also, exploring gender differences in STEM interests and engagement among senior high school students, a survey study. Next, for ABM naman, pwede nyong itong i-focus. A survey on the factors influencing career choices in accountancy among senior high school ABM students. Next, exploring the impact of financial literacy education on the spending habits of ABM students. Next, a survey of senior high school students' attitudes towards entrepreneurship in the ABM strand. Next, the role of internship programs in shaping career aspirations of ABM students, a survey strand. Next, assessing the influence of business simulation games on the academic performance of ABM students. Ito, pwede rin ito, a survey on the relationship between study habits and success in business subjects among ABM students. Next, exploring gender differences in interest and engagement in accountancy courses among senior high school ABM students. Also, senior high school ABM students' perception of the importance of ethics and business education, a survey. Next, for TBL naman, ito naman yung mga possible research titles na pwede nyo rin gayahin o kaya pwede nyong i-modify. Next, the role of industry partnerships in enhancing skills development for TVL students, a survey study. Next, assessing the effectiveness of work immersion programs for TVL students, a survey research. Next, a survey on the perception of TVL students regarding the relevance of their training to real-world applications. Next, exploring gender preferences in technical vocational courses among senior high school TVL students. Next, a survey of food safety practices and awareness among senior high school students. Also, assessing the impact of school food services on students' dietary habits and academic performance. Pwede rin ito, assessing the effectiveness of nutrition education programs on senior high school students' food choices. Next, exploring students' knowledge and awareness of food allergies and intolerances, a survey study. And lastly, pwede rin ang mga to, public perception of COVID-19 vaccination, a nationwide survey kung college na tayo or inclined tayo sa mga medicine courses natin, pwede natin itong i-conduct a survey research. Also, a survey of parental attitudes toward online learning during the pandemic. And lastly, understanding the factors influencing voter turnout, a survey of young adults. So, pwede natin i-conduct to sa ating school or dahil malapit na rin ang election, baka gusto nyong i-conduct ang ganitong klaseng survey, research, pwede rin naman. Ayan mga ka-learners, so natapos na naman ang ating isang video. Sana may natutunan kayo sa ating discussion for today. So again, ang discussion natin for today, it's all about survey research design. So stay tuned lang kayo lagi sa ating YouTube channel. Click natin yung ating subscribe button there at saka notification bell para updated kayo lagi sa mga bago nating uploads na videos. So again, sa ating YouTube channel, you will be able to upgrade your research and language skills. So again, thank you very much for listening. Bye! See you again in our next tutorial.